Hello everybody, this is Susie from Ruby Rose Reborns, and I'm here tonight with beautiful Emma Louise. She's my penny sculpt by Natalie Blick, and she was reborn by Crystal Wynn of Paris Alley Reborn Nursery, who's a master artist as well as a frequent prototype artist. So we're here tonight with her, and she is really quite beautiful. And I'm excited to change her into an outfit that I've wanted to change her in. And it's kind of for Easter and kind of not, but it's just a beautiful fancy dress that I love, that I got at Gymboree at the beginning of the year. And I just thought it'd be time to do this because I had a special request from my friend, my good friend Katie of My Little World. And she had a request, and she said, I want you to make a video about this. And she wanted to know, as an artist, what my perspective was on making the babies and then shipping them out. Do I ever miss them? Do I ever not want to ship them? Do I wish I could keep them? That type of thing. And, you know, as an artist, this is an artist perspective. I thought, yeah, that's a pretty good question and request. So I thought, well, I'll do that video, and I think people will find it interesting. And while I'm doing it, I'll have an opportunity to change Emma. So, we got Emma in her little sleeveless onesie. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to change her into this beautiful Gymboree outfit. I don't know what line it is. If it's all dressed up. It's all dressed up. And as you can see, it's got these beautiful, gorgeous royal blue satin ribbon and the matching, it's like I don't know what you call this material, but it's lined with gray satin, and it has a white little skirt underneath it, and it has a big teal roses and some navy blue ones, or royal blue, or whatever color that is, with the ruffles here. And let me tell you about first how I came across this. Every once in a while through work, I have to drive out maybe about 50 miles from my work to another town. And I only do that, and here's these little satin diaper covers too, royal blue. They're very satiny, it's very beautiful. Anyway, I go by outlets on the way, and after I do my delivery and pick up everything that I need to from the doctor, bring back to work, I come home and I go down the freeway and I stop at the outlets there, and they have a Gymboree outlet store that I frequent. And here we're going to put this dress on her. And so went in there. This was probably in January. They were having a big sale, and they had this dress in a few different sizes, toddlers and everything, and I finally found one 0 to 3 months, and I grabbed it up, and I got it for an incredible sale. And there was only a few. Didn't see anything else that went with it. You know, usually in Gymboree's collections, they have you know, different things, headbands, socks, sweaters, all of that go with it. But in this case, there wasn't. But I looked at it and I said, oh, I got to get this. I mean, for the price, it was ridiculous. And they were having a 50% off sale. And so I grabbed it up And I thought in spring, we'll go ahead and put this on Emma. I knew right away that it was going to go on Emma because of the dark, bold colors, even though she's my little princess girl. It didn't matter because this was such a darling, flirty little dress. I thought this will be perfect for her. Anyway, so that's why she's in this dress. So as we're talking about the perspective of making babies and then sending them off to their new mommies. And Katie asked me this because if you don't know, I'm going to leave the link to her channel. I did a custom for Katie, and I'd been working on it for a long time because we just have had some real issues in my family that prevented me from working on it like I normally would work on a custom. So it took a couple of months, maybe even 3 months, I'm not sure. But we're going to wet down her hair. And I got him done, got him all set up, and I sent him off to Katie, and he got there this week, and she's done a darling box opening of him, and thank goodness she really loves him. And as I was making that baby, I was falling in love with him too, as I think most artists do, because, you know, I'm not the type of artist that does a lot of customs where I've got 3 or 4 of them going at the same time. I'm not being critical of that. That's just fine, because there's a lot of people that really do a lot of customs, and it's like the main squeeze for their income, and how in the world would they ever get it done if they didn't do, paint 2 heads and so forth. But I have the because I work full time, I really have the privilege of doing the customs as I want to, or the dolls as I want to. And so I spend a lot of time on each doll, and that's the only doll I'm working at. I'll only work on 1 doll at a time. So I really get in there and I really feel what the doll, I try to catch what the person wants. And I talked to Katie many times, sent her pictures, asked her if this was okay, if that was okay. She told me a couple of things she really wanted, and I made sure that happened. And anyway, it's always a pleasure. And then, you love them, you love their individual pieces. Like, I really had never worked on a Marita Winters doll. She has a Chloe Marie that I did as a little boy for her, which is Marita Winters' latest sculpt that she's put out. Anyway, I'm having a bit of a time with this hair tonight. Anyway, but it was a real joy and pleasure to work on that doll and work on a Marita Winters kit, because oh my goodness, I love the limbs. It was just so fun seeing this little creation come into being. And so I really like her sculpts now. In fact, I'm gonna maybe do one for myself, a little different one, but I do like Marita Winters. Anyway, so that's what was happening with Katie's little guy, and he really was coming into himself and, getting into my heart. But I knew he was going to be going to his mommy, and the best thing about it is an artist's perspective. When you are doing a custom versus just a doll you're going to end up selling, you do know that their mothers are waiting for them, and that gives you a lot of pleasure. And so it's you almost feel like a surrogate mom, because you're creating this baby for their mommy, but it's not your baby, and you know it's not your baby. You know that you're creating this baby for somebody else. So you can give him up and or her up. And you can let go when the time is right. And so that's kind of nice. But sometimes when you're doing a doll, you just have bought a kit and you thought, I'm going to do this doll and then I'm going to sell the doll, you know, on eBay or wherever. And you know, you can easily get attached as you're making the baby, and sometimes it gets hard. You know, you get it, but then you have to remind yourself, you have enough babies. This isn't why you did this. You know, you didn't do it for yourself. You did it because somebody else is going to really love this doll, and you just enjoy making them, and you had the privilege to do it. So you sometimes have to kind of remind yourself of that. Well, I think that looks awfully cute. Let's see. Now let's show everybody what else we got. We got this. There wasn't anything that was specifically supposed to go with this outfit that was on the rack, but there was this beautiful sweater, and if you can see it, I hope you can see the glitter on it, or this little shiny thing, and it's kind of an oatmeal goldish color, and I thought that would be so pretty with this. So we're going to go ahead and put Miss Emma in this too, huh, sweetie? Anyway, so I got thinking about this, and she asked me, she goes, was there ever a baby you didn't, you know, you got it done and you really didn't want to give it up? Well, there's been a few that I thought, oh, you know, I always say, if the doll doesn't sell, then I'll keep it and I won't be sad about it. Well, that's never happened. They've always sold, so I couldn't do that. But I started thinking, when did I start really wanting to keep a baby? And I remembered there was one that I made to sell, and it was over Christmas time, and I thought I would like to have a little extra money for Christmas, and you know, and if this is some years ago actually, and some artists, a lot of artists, collectors too, will remember Donna Rupert. I think she really pretty worked exclusively with Bountiful Baby, and she came out with a whole bunch of new kits, and one of them was Sugar by Donna Rupert, and it was a fairly new kit. It had come out in the spring before that, and was a sleeping baby that had a darling face. She's still so adorable. Not real lot of detail. I'm going to put these shoes to match her little sweater there. Not a lot of detail on the limbs or anything, but she did have chunky limbs, and she was a 20-inch. She is a 20-inch kit. She's darling. And she had a twin she's a sleeper. She had a twin that was open eyes, and her name was Honey. And I really, when she came out, I had been reborning probably about 2 years by that time, almost 3. And she came out, and I snatched up her and Honey because they were always getting sold out. And so when I was able to get Sugar and Honey, aren't those cute names? And I had every intention of reborning them. Well, I ended up, I had a headband here, and I don't know if it's going to work. Little bow, maybe she probably doesn't really need any little bow. I just want, her hair so dark, I want her curls to show up. So I think we're going to toss the bow. But I think you can still see her curls. Sometimes bows get in the way. Anyway, there's my beautiful Emma in her little dress that she's going to wear for Easter. And it's still a little chilly outside, so this sweater goes great. And I'm sure I can use it for many other things too. And it looks very festive and all dressed up with her cute little gold socks too. Anyway, so I got Sugar and I decided I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reborn her because she was a very popular sculpt. And I thought, okay, she's a popular sculpt. She was selling good on eBay. So I thought, okay, I'll do it. So, like I said, I had been reborning for, you know, maybe 2.5 years. I was really trying to think how long it had been. But it had been a little while. And as an artist, I think every artist knows when that moment happens that all your education you did, all the videos you watched, all the practice you've put in, from all the dolls you'd made before, and the painting and trying this and trying that, all of a sudden on one kit or one doll, it all just comes together. It all just clicks. Everything you did just clicks on that doll. And all of a sudden you really create the best doll that you have ever reborn. And that's what happened with this Sugar. Her hair, her haircut, the haircut that I gave her, she had lots of dark hair, and just everything clicked and came together on that doll. And I dressed her in Gymboree, Christmas gingerbread. If you know that line, you remember it with the little, it was really beautiful with the sweater and the whole thing. And I had done a tummy plate for her. And at that time, they didn't have full limbs and full legs. So when you did a tummy plate and you posed the doll in the pictures, you kind of had to fold the blanket around so you didn't see the 3/4 parts of their body, and it looked like there was just a beautiful baby laying there naked. You didn't see any parts, of course, but laying there naked in this soft, white, fluffy blanket and everything. And I took a lot of pictures of her like that, and then gradually got her dressed and took pictures of it. Anyway, everything clicked about that doll. And when I got her done, I remember saying to myself, oh my gosh, I want this doll. You know, I would go on eBay and buy this doll. But, you know, that's not why I made her. And I was so pleased with how she turned out. I thought, I'm going to put her on eBay. I'd sold quite a few dolls on eBay that way. And I said, I'm going to put her on eBay and see how it goes. And of course, thinking if she doesn't sell for what I want her to sell, then, you know what? I won't have one bit of trouble keeping her. So I put her up there for a pretty high price for that at that time. And I started the bidding out, of course, lower, and I had a buy it now option. And I think I had her on there for 3 hours. And she sold with the buy it now to some lady in England. And that, of course, made me very happy because I knew that she loved her and saw my work there and what I could do, and that made me feel good. But I still think about that doll. And when I think about her, and I have some pictures somewhere, you know, and when I think about her, I think, wow, you know, and I still get a little bit emotional thinking about her because she really was one of the better ones that I've done and ever did, even now. So I know that wherever she is in England, I hope she's still being enjoyed, and she was bought by a collecting mother and wasn't with children, which made me happy because I don't think reborns are meant for children. Anyway, so that's it. That's the perspective as an artist that I have, that, sometimes it can be hard to let go. And in that case, it was. But I don't like the surrogate mom. I know they're going someplace of somebody that's really going to love them and wants them. And I'm creating them for them, not me. So, anyway, here is my gorgeous, gorgeous little girl. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see her and she can say goodbye. So there's my beautiful Emma Louise with her porcelain complexion and her little hair. Her hair looks so cute. I'm just hoping you can see how cute it is on this camera. So, anyway, from my house to your house, goodbye, and I'll be back in a few days because we have to get everybody ready for Easter. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you, all my new subscribers. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you, everybody, for your lovely comments. I always appreciate them. And I do try to answer. And I'm sorry if there's some of you who have come on and are giving me comments and I'm not getting onto your videos as much as I was. Things have just been very hectic for me, like they get that way for everybody. But I am getting more time, so it will be better. And I can kind of share in the community experience again a little bit more. So thank you and good night, and I will talk to you later.